Welcome back to the League of Legends Season 3 International Qualifier for the Southeast Europe Championship. My name is Joshua Dousey Douse. Joining me again is the beautiful Jesper Benvarmeren. I'm not going to pronounce your last name, dude. I can't. I'm sorry. But it's okay. We're into the second game here between Instinctive Esports and Different Dimensions. And Different Dimensions, they came up huge and pulled a fantastic victory over Instinctive Esports. And we said it just before we went to break that Instinctive Esports needed to change what they were doing in this pick and ban. And I like what Different Dimensions have decided to ban. They've banned the Rek'Sai against Nero, which means that Nero is forced onto a different champion. Maybe the Nunu again, which we hated, but we'll see what happens. It is Nidalee, Corki, Lissandra banned out by Instinctive Esports, and Rek'Sai, Orianna and Rise banned out by Different Dimensions.
So we saw a lot of us playing a really good Lissandra last game, so it's understandable that that is getting banned out. It countered a lot of the LeBlanc that came out of Punisher, and then obviously the Rise being banned away from Sir Divalot. You don't want to give him that.
Yeah, it makes sense, and we know Punisher likes to play these assassin champions in the mid lane, and so Lissandra kind of shuts that down. Frozen Tomb able to keep it nice and healthy, and this time Instinctive have decided to take that one away. LNG gonna lock in the Gragas immediately. It is a Lucian first pick by Instinctive Esports, and I have to say, starting off good. A bit more aggression in the bot lane is necessary, especially if Different Dimensions want to play in Ezreal.
That is definitely true, and however, it does give Different Dimension Janna and Gragas, and Janna were something I think that took away a lot of the aggression that could have come out of Instinct Esports in the last game, because they simply weren't able to get onto Ezreal or Janna. So again, you get a lot of disengage as your first rotation for Different Dimension, and I think this was a little bit of the problem for Instinct Esports in the last game, but they might have been able to fix it now that they have been picking up a Fresh and again going for that Echo for Nero. I think that Fresh will definitely be a good way of getting the aggression down.
I like Thresh, but I don't like Echo, especially if that's Sir Divalot playing it. Maybe they give it over to Sir Nero. Sorry, just to Nero. Sir Nero, take a bow. No, maybe they give it over to Nero, and maybe it's going to be a jungle Echo instead. And if that is the case, then I can see that being good. You know, Nero has played a decent amount of Echo this patch, so might be all right on that champion. It is Maokai and Caitlyn now locked in, and we said it in game one that Miracolo likes playing Caitlyn. You know, in the semi-finals he dominated on that Caitlyn champion. She's someone who can stand up to Lucian in lane, and she doesn't really have a weak spot. She's good early, she's good mid, she's good late. She dishes so much damage from a far point. She's so safe. Chuck a Janna shield on her, she's going to be even more safe than she was previously. Extra AD damage as well. And I really like the Caitlyn pickup for Miracolo. It is traded back with a Azir for Punisher and a Trundle pickup, which I'm assuming is going to be for Sir Divalot.
Yes, so Nero does get that Echo you were talking about, and I actually like Trundle even more for Sir Divalot, because that means that the Subjugate will be so strong against this very tanky top laner of Maokai, and Azir is something I'm really looking forward to seeing, because we saw an Azir in the first game of the day that really snowballed the game, but I think in this team composition where it's so much about finding a pick, Azir will be able to shine, and also the control that Azir brings is going to be very, very strong.
So it does look like that may have been a placeholder pick. Syndra was the last pick there by Distinctive Esports. For the mid lane up against the Azir, so we'll jump back into picks and bans, blast through them, just ban out some random champions. Oh no, that was terrible. They accidentally ban out the Maokai.
That should not have happened.
Obviously, that was a mistake from I forgot his name in the top lane. What is his name? Terrence, who wanted to play Maokai instead of Ben Maokai. So they're going to have to rearrange in lobby, but we'll be getting into games soon here, Benvarmeren. But I do like this pickup, the Syndra in the mid lane against this Azir. It's a really interesting matchup. There was a VOD recently uploaded of Faker versus another high elo Korean player, and they just went ham at each other, trading kills back and forth. It's really fun to watch. They're actually not going to bubble with rearranging, so we'll have to do that in game, unfortunately. But yeah, that's going to be a Syndra in the mid lane. Yes.
So Syndra against Azir, we don't see Syndra too often, but it's not like she's bad. Just the problem about her is that there are so many other picks that just outshine her. As a control mage, Azir is better, Orianna is better, Qualifier is better as well, and if you fall behind as Syndra, you're not going to come back. You are going to have such a hard time because your burst is gone. So basically the main point, your win condition as a Syndra, is just evaporated.
But she is kind of a counter pick to Azir. She's able to trade up against him, so we'll have to see how Lolorose is able to play this Syndra. Looking at his statistics, it's one of his highest win rate champions in the mid lane, with a 63% win rate. So he's very comfortable playing this champion. He's played it in many tournaments with this team as well, and so it's a good pickup for him personally. So won't falter that one, but have to see if Punisher is able to make things happen, because in the semi-finals, Instinctive were able to do really well on assassin type champions. Punisher on Zed, he was able to get really far ahead and able to do a lot of damage, burst someone out of a fight. On LeBlanc, he got countered. That happens. Lissandra is a good counter. Now he's on this Azir, such a high mechanical champion that has so much mechanical kit available to him. If Punisher is able to shine like he was in the semi-finals, then this could be Instinctive's way back into this series.
That could definitely be the way back, and as I was saying, basically Azir is just a better control mage than Syndra. So even if we go even, Syndra is not going to be as good as Azir. There's just going to be more DPS coming out from Azir, and Syndra won't be able to really burst anyone. And even if she comes out even, who are you going to be bursting? Because there's a barrier on the side of Punisher. Lucian should never be in range of you. You're not going to be bursting Echo, and you're certainly not going to be bursting either Fresh or Trundle. So you need to make this pick rolling. And different dimensions, they did get Gragas rolling, which ended up snowballing the rest of the team, so they definitely know how to do it.
Yeah, it's true. LNG played a fantastic Gragas in that game, was able to get his lanes rolling, get the game going, especially for Lolorose. He put a lot of pressure in the mid lane. Miracolo is on a champion that he excels at. Have to see how he's able to do, especially with Janna on his side, to empower his auto attacks and give him a bit of extra protection. This game will decide whether or not different dimensions enter into the Southeast European Championship, the third season of this League of Legends tournament. And if they're able to qualify, then they're into it. Or in fact, they have qualified. Top 4, I believe, actually have qualified into this. I could be wrong, but it'll put them at a higher seed, and it's exactly what you want.
That is definitely exactly what you want. And now we are about to head into game very soon, but for Instinct Esports, I feel like they have fixed a little bit of the problems from the last game. They don't have a clear engage in this game, but they definitely have a better way of picking people out position now, because you have Echo, who has a stun, you have hooks from Fresh, you have Emperor's Divide from Azir, you have a Trundle Pillar, so their team composition is so better at picking people out of position than it were in the last game, and different dimensions they have to be wary of this. And there are still a lot of disengage on the side of different dimensions. It's not that, but Caitlyn and Syndra are very mobile and could maybe fall for some of this crowd control that are on the side of Instinct Esports.
Absolutely, it's one of these games that it could go either way from the drafts that have been picked. It's not a clear-cut winner here. It'll be interesting to see which team does get ahead. But for Instinctive Esports, this is now or never. They need to win this game to stay in the running for this series. If they miss out, then it's over. They have to come back a different time and try again. And so it's on like Donkey Kong, as they say.
That is maybe something they say. I'm not quite sure, but as you said, it's all or nothing for Instinct Esports, and they definitely recognized some of the mistakes that they had in the last game. But this, I'm still not 100% convinced, because I feel like there are so much disengage, so much peeling that can come out on the side of different dimensions, that even if Syndra falls a little bit behind, then Miracolo will be able to carry this game.
Well, we'll have to find out as these teams are loading onto the Rift. It's going to be Instinctive Esports taking on different dimensions in this game 2. This finals series, both these teams wanting to find a place in the Southeast Europe Championships ran by ESL. Season 3 of these championships, wanting to make their way to the finals, the offline finals over in Romania, I believe, where they will compete for 2,000 euros, a decent prize for these teams. I know I would like 2,000 euros. Would you like 2,000 euros, Benvarmeren?
If I had 2,000 euros, I would... I'm not even quite sure what I would buy, but I would definitely buy a new microphone for shoutcasting. I think I would buy one of those LCS headsets.
Yeah, Sennheisers. Yeah.
That would be dream. That would be such a dream.
Fair enough. Well, just waiting for these teams to load on in. And once they do, we'll be getting this finals underway.
Yes, and when we get into the finals, it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not different dimensions, they again will be able to protect their carries like they did in the last game, and maybe even pick up another clean victory. Right now they have a team KDA of around 14, I think. And if they can continue that streak, then they will be literally gods in my eyes. And or it could be that Instinct Esports, they are going to be shutting down that KDA and just say nope.
Well, we're going to find out. We're almost onto the Rift for this second game of the best of 3 series. Winner of this will qualify for the Southeast Europe Championship. And we're about to get underway. Instinctive Esports taking on different dimensions.
Yes. So we might see some early game aggression like in the last game, but there are no Braum this time, so that could be something that might hurt Instinct Esports a little bit. They do have Fresh, so a hook can definitely also come out, but they're not stacking up and making a Fnatic push like in the last game.
They're not. This time they're going to spread on out, try and defend from a potential invade from different dimensions. Different dimensions seem pretty content with a 5-point defense here. Miracolo actually going to spot out Senpai, put a couple of auto attacks down, and there's a a shot as well, just for good measure. The Piltover Peacemaker saying, "Hey Lucian, I see you there. How you doing?" These two mid laners throwing auto attacks at each other. As we know, mage auto attacks are some of the most OP thing in the game. Please nerf Riot. But yeah, no, it's a pretty safe start from both these teams. Going to be standard as well. Looks like no lane swaps coming.
Yeah, so no lane swaps. Like in the last game, we didn't see any lane swaps either. And something I'm very, very glad to be seeing is that Nero doesn't play Nuno. He just didn't have any presence in the last game as Nuno, and Echo isn't exactly a strong ganger either, but he'll definitely allow him to have more pressure than in the last game, where he basically had maybe 5% of pressure.
Yep, he did. So, Echo definitely way more pressure than a Nunu. Happy to see that Nero has swapped it out, and that Sir Diverlot has picked up a bit of a different champion. Here's the mid lane duel coming out from these two champions. Loloros actually has Ignite. Punisher has the barrier to try and block out any damage from Loloros, but have to see which one of these guys will get the lead first. Both junglers can be in position for a level 3 gank if they do decide to go for it. In fact, it's going to be Punisher placing a deep ward there to spot out LNG, who's currently doing his Razorbeak. So nice little ward there by Punisher. Does mean that LNG can do a full clear, head on over to the blue buff, do the wolves as well if he wants to, and then come from the other side.
So Syndra, being played by Lolos, picked up an Ignite, and that means that she's obviously going for some kill pressure in lane, and you need to do this as Syndra, because as I said in the pick and ban phase, you need to be pulling ahead in the laning phase, and you cannot do that if you pick a defensive summoner like cleanse or barrier. Then you just rely way too much on your jungler, and that is not the way you want to be playing as a Syndra.
Absolutely. So that Ignite going to give her a bit more kill pressure in the lane, and try and get an advantage over Punisher. LNG maybe a bit cheeky there, looking for an invade onto the Razorbeaks of Nero. No harm done either way though. Terrence and Sir Diverlot having a bit of a wet noodle fight in the mid lane, in the top lane even. It'd be interesting if they're in the mid lane, not quite. Here's Loloros and Punisher going a bit deep. Here's Nero as well, looking for the flash phase dive onto Loloros. The Ignite ticks over whilst this is all happening, and Loloros is going to pick up the first blood of this game.
Very well played by Loloros, utilizing that Ignite. He knew that he had enough damage necessary to pick up the kill, and then he just ended it with an awesome flash to get away from Nero. Very brilliantly played, and well, he's on the way to that Syndra snowball we were talking about in the laning phase, sorry, in the pick and ban phase.
Absolutely, really good stuff there from Loloros. Knows how to play this champion and plays it well. Syndra, a decent matchup into Azir. And it's got the first blood, going to build into a Morello Nemicon early. Get that lane rolling in his advantage.
Yes, so a Morello Nemicon is the... I don't know, I'm not quite sure it's the best item you could go for. I'm a huge fan of Anafine's, just because I think it's so strong. However, obviously a Morello Nemicon will help you in getting an early power spike, because it is cheaper than Anafine's. So you get that earlier power spike, and in the end it doesn't really matter for you to get that much mana. But hang on a second, Echo is visiting the mid lane. Yeah,
Loloros is caught out, doesn't have flash. Nero looking for that phase dive, but can't quite get it. Here's LNG, gonna go for the counter gank onto Loloros. Will it be enough? Loloros falls to Nero, body slam onto him. And now LNG trying to get away, gonna get some support from Hungry Panda, but he's actually going to get baited out. Sir Diverlot falls to Terrence. And now Senpai trying to find the kills. Dragon says, hello, I will help out. He's actually doing so much damage onto the entire team of Instinctive. It's going to be Hungry Panda and LNG force a flash over the wall, but a kill goes over to Terrence. Nero gets a kill as well. Assist on to Punisher. It's a 1-for-1 across the map.
Yeah, a 1-for-1 is good, and now different dimensions, they still have the chance of coming out of here with a great KDA. They only died one time. They cannot die a second time, or the KDA of which should now be 16th will be gone, and they definitely don't want to do that. But still, the first blood went over to, as far as I can remember, Nero, and getting onto Nero is definitely good because Echo can be a playmaking champion. It helps him a little bit with his weak ganks, where he now will have more damage, so his weak ganks will have a higher possibility of resulting in a kill or in a summoner being blown. And Sir Divalot is diving into the jungle a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of aggression here coming in from the two teams, Nero and LNG, just trying to be their best jungler they can be. It's Nero who's currently succeeding, but don't count LNG out of this one just yet. Both these teams, they want into this Southeast Championship. They both lost out last night in the Greek national finals, where the top three would advance, and both different dimensions and Instinctive Gaming missed out. Now, Terrence has to be careful. He does use
he got minion blocks.
Yeah, he's going to get minion blocks. He's actually going to just have to turn straight on to both Nero and Divalot, but use the Twisted Events to get out and then realize minions, they're against me, bro. It's not fair. Rito, please. And that's Nero going to pick up another kill. Give that one over to Sir Divalot. And this is the change that we wanted from Instinctive Gaming. We wanted them to pick a jungler that was able to have pressure in the early game. And that's what Echo can do. And Nero's doing a good job of it so far.
Well, as I was talking about, Nero got the first blood. And it would... Oh, wait, actually a play.
Hungry Panda does get hooked in. He's going to take the slow from the box as well. But they didn't want to go for it. In fact, the culling was started, but Hungry Panda was able to cancel it immediately using a beautiful Howling Gale. So that was a really nice play there by Hungry Panda to get on out of that one, and to also just take away the culling. That's an important cooldown now down. They're able to make a fight happen. They could go for it. Terrence trying to put a bit of aggression onto Sir Divalot, uses that Vendril Maelstrom, but now Sir Divalot trying to heal back with that. Oh, it's not quite a Titanic Hydra, so we won't actually be doing any healing. But wow, that's a lot of damage onto Sir Divalot. Gonna have to recall, try and teleport back into lane to prevent the push. Now LNG in the bot lane. They're gonna push. The lane is off. LNG actually gets hooked in. He's taking a lot of damage, but a beautiful explosive casket will knock everyone away. Senpai gonna get trapped up from Lolaro's teleport coming from Sir Divalot. Nero is the next to fall. He gets ignited, so the Chrono Break won't do enough. Now you're in trouble, Sir Divalot. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get a kill? I do not think so. Lolaros picks up his third of the game, and a beautiful 4-for-1. 4-for-1 goes over to this different dimension, and they're going to get a turret as well. 2 turrets, in fact. One in the mid-top lane, one in the bot lane. And they pull ahead by 4k gold.
Really well played by Different Dimension. Yeah, they pull ahead by 4k gold. They get a lot of kills onto Lolaros as well. And it was a nice roam from him to come down to the bottom lane and utilize his ultimate as well to help pick up some more kills. And now Different Dimensions are really on the path to victory with them getting such a huge goal lead. And I must give a little bit of credit to Tennessee not getting tilted after that gank where he got ganked by Riot's Spaghetti Code.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of what happens. Minions, I'm not sure it's spaghetti as much as intentional. I kind of feel like minion block is a good feature of the game. It feels bad, man, but it does mean that items that give you, I guess, no minion collision are way more useful, such as the Phantom Dancer. So it kind of puts a bit more importance on this. And now look what different dimensions are doing. They're rotating to the mid lane. They've got a Caitlyn who takes turrets really well. In fact, they caught out Punisher. And they're going to go onto him. The Syndra ult comes out, but that's a beautiful parallel convergence. Locks up 2, and that's Minakolo locking up the turret. They're going to pick him up. They get the kill onto Hungry Panda as well. 2 kills going over, traded just for 1. The turret doesn't end up going down, and that's Instinctive in Esports picking up a great kill from a beautiful parallel convergence.
That was a very weird dive coming out of different dimension, and it was just so marvelously played by the Instinct Esports lineup to come in and punish different dimensions for trying that. And for Lollivus that had just picked up a Dark Shield, it was nice for them to deny him any kills that he could have gotten, and Miracolo flashed the wrong way. So if the flash being down from Miracolo, it might change. Oh wait, that was very, very close. But as I was saying, it might change different dimensions view on trying to group up in the mid lane and start to push down, as Caitlyn is immobile and there were a lot of CC on the side of Instinct Esports. However, that doesn't look like it's going to be the case, and they're also going for the dragon, so might be a little bit greedy now that Echo and Fresh are in the mid lane.
Yeah, Hungry Panda gonna get locked up, caught in the box. Miracolo is able to do a lot of damage. There's the Monsoon to try and heal up Hungry Panda. So Diverlot has come to join the fight. Senpai from the side has split them off, culling to the face. Lolaros tries to knock him back with her E, the Scatter of the Weak. Now it's going to be different dimensions grouping up. They can take this turret fairly easily as long as they don't try to dive this. And actually, a lot of wave clear coming out of the side of Instinctive Esports. It looks like different dimensions going to try something else. Maybe go for a Rift Herald here. Could be a little bit risky if Instinctive Esports do decide to check this one out. Maybe try and contest it. Does look like Nero's going to spot it out. He goes in. That was probably too risky. You can't actually steal away the Rift Herald once it's been secured. The winning team gets it. But they might be able to catch out Tarrant, who's taking so much damage with the Vengeful Maelstrom. Here comes Caitlyn. She's going to pick up a kill. She's looking for a second. Ignite was ticking, but it wasn't enough. So Diverloft flashes forward. Miracolo taking no damage, but he's able to get a kill. Knock up onto Senpai. That's going to be LMG falling. Punisher on the side, taking that one out. He goes forward looking for Miracolo as well, but he's just taking shot to the face. Miracolo uses the heal, but that's going to be a double kill for Punisher. And in Esports, they had the instinct to Rift Herald, and it goes well for kills to 1 with Herald falling in hands of Tarrant, and now they should be able to group up at this mid lane turret and secure their third of the game. They might not be able to. It looks like they're going to leave this one as actually it might just be Hungry Panda going extremely low. Ooh, that's a low. Jana, she fell to 8 HP there. Gets away by the skin of her teeth. Now Scatter of the Weak U is going to mean that that turret is safe. But gold still in the lead for distinctive, different dimensions.
Yeah, so different dimension, they overextended their welcome around the Rift Herald, and I think they also lost the Rift Herald buff. Yes, they did so. So in the end, it was just a bad trade for them because they gave up so many kills. They got the gold for Rift Herald, but that's basically it. So not too well played by them, overextended their welcome, but it was an excellent punishment coming out of the side of Instinct Esports to punish different dimensions, to knowing that they were overextending so long, and they were able to just punish them that way, because it was really nice to see.
It was nice to see by Instinctive. They pulled the trigger, Nero jumped straight on in, and the rest of his team followed up. It's a game that's currently hanging in a very fine balance here, Benvarmeren. Just different dimensions. They can make a team fight happen if they find it in the right area. If not, Instinctive Esports will punish the oversteps and maybe the greediness that's coming out. Now Milahano locked up. He gets body slammed in. And Unleashed Power will take that on away. Hungry Panda goes, I'm a support, I need kills, and secures that one, we'll say, for his team. Now Sir Diverlot gonna go on to Tannerance. Looks like Tannerance doesn't want any of that. Turret set up by Azir will be taken out quite quickly. And it means that the lane can now be pushed in by different dimensions. LNG actually have to be careful here. Body slams through the icy pillar of Trundle. So Diverlot does chase him out of his jungle just to say, this is my swamp, get out. And now it looks like Instinctive Esports going to try and set up the lanes, pushing in their favor. And try and get onto this mid lane turret, which was left at 1/4 health.
So Hungry Panda will be able to get away with that Howling Gale. But right now for Instinct Esports, they're in a race against time, because I feel like different dimension they have the better late game scaling team composition. Lolliverse, are you in trouble, my friend?
It looks like he's in trouble. Chilling Smite comes down. C-Drive passive popped. He flashes away, but Nero wants more. Time Winder onto him. And the phase dive will secure the kill. Now Miracolo's trapped between an icy pillar and a turret. He doesn't quite get the kill onto Senpai. He's not looking like he's going to get away from Sir Diverlot either. They putting down the damage. In fact,
Echo's coming from behind.
There's the ultimate, the ace in the hole. A couple of auto attacks will do it, but I'm not sure your auto attacks do much damage, Hungry Panda. You said it, Echo's coming. Here comes Nero. Here comes Thresh. Here comes Azir. This is a tasty bot lane, and Instinctive will take it. 1 kill for Nero. Make that a kill for Punisher as well. And that is a overstay and a half by different dimensions.
Different Dimension need to start playing like a team. They are playing with no synergy at all. They look very confused, and they're basically running around like a headless chicken, and they need to start grouping up and look for their head.
Yeah, it's one of these games, like, I'm not sure who has the better late game scaling. Obviously, Azir is great, but Lucian does fall off, so does Echo. Gragas doesn't fall off as much. I do think Trundle falls off more so than Maokai does. So it's kind of like one of those games where Azir is definitely the better late game mid laner. Syndra is still very good, but Azir is just so fantastic. Gold lead's still in the favor of different dimensions, but that could change really quickly, especially if people keep getting caught out. Like Miracolo and Hungry Panda, they were so close to 2 kills there, but it was just a bait, a ruse all along. Now Lolliverse has to be careful. He's being collapsed onto straight into the parallel convergence, and it will lock him up. Lolliverse is in trouble. Punisher is getting the kill. He's unstoppable, and now Nero wants to find Morph. He's going to slow down LNG. LNG just wants to walk out of this, but he may be greedy. Flash body slam, not enough, and Senpai picks up the kill. They're diving onto Terrence. I'm not sure that's the wisest of moves, but it does not matter because they pick up the outer turret. They're onto the inner one. Punisher locked onto the turret. Well played by Terrence, but now they're going to lock up 2 in a parallel convergence. Echo not quite able to get into it, but Milacolo stuck between the wall and the icy pillar. He's still doing a lot of damage. He's dodging away from the skill shots, still chunking out. And nice little play to get away from all that damage. In the end, it was a 2 for nothing, and the turrets go down in the mid lane. Now it's Instinctive's chance to pick up a dragon. The first of the game for them if they're able to secure it. Should be fairly easy. It won't be contested. Blue team has slayed it. And gold is now even and in favor of Instinctive Esports.
So great to see that Instinct Esports finally have found out how they need to play their team composition, and they also got a good jungler for a good champion in the jungle, because they didn't have one in the last game, but they are finally looking to punish all of these very immobile picks that are on the side of different dimensions. Syndra, Kaden might be punished again!
Yeah, they're going on to him. The parallel convergence locks up Terrence, a hook onto Hungry Panda, and so Diverlot has taken out Miracolo. Double kill for him. They want to find Terrence, who jumps over the wall with a flash. Baron is live. They've taken out the bot lane once more. This could be an opportunity for Instinctive Esports to head over to the Baron. The mid lane is pushed away. In fact, they're just going to rotate up, take out that outer turret in the top lane, maybe even push further on into the inner turret as well. Take away a red buff whilst they add that. Give it over to Trundle. Nice rotations coming out of Instinctive Esports. They're 1k gold up on their opponents. It looks like LNG should be able to smite steal that one away, and he does. Gets trapped up by a pillar, but I don't think Trundle can do much here. Turret will fall in the bot lane. They're going to look for the top lane. They're going to look for another one. Nope, they're just going to recall away. Not try and give up too much as they've pulled ahead by 2k gold.
So as I was saying, well, I'd like to finish the point I was making. Inside Esports, they are punishing the very mobile picks that came out of different dimensions, the Caitlyn and the Syndra, and it's so nice to see them do so. And the problem is that, I said this in the Ping and Ban phase as well, Syndra just gets outclassed as a control mage by a Azir, and Azir is 5, 1 and 8, whereas the Syndra is 3, 4 and 4. So already here, outclassed. And what can Lolbus do? Well, you obviously have a lot of disengage. You have Maokai, Gragas, Janna. All of these can peel for you. You just need to be in the right position to not get punished by Echo or Eternal Pillar.
Yeah, I do think that this game is not over yet, but it is swinging in favor of Instinctive Esports. They're looking for an engage. They find Senpai, Scout of the Week onto him, and he will fall. Lolaros picks that one up. Now Terrence is 1v1ing Nero, and it looks like Nero may be winning this fight, but this fight in the mid lane's not over yet. So Diverlot trying to find in the initiation. Miracolo putting out the damage. He's got Infinity Edge and Runan's Hurricane, so starting to dish out a decent amount of damage with this Caitlyn. And a kill for nothing is pretty good. It's going to help out different dimensions a bit with this turret siege that is happening in the mid lane. And now it looks like Instinctive Esports going to back on out, take away some more of this jungle, and try and find some gold elsewhere.
Gold elsewhere can be found, for example, in your bottom lane, where different dimensions lane is pushing towards you. You can find a lot of gold there, or you could start to Baron dance, because while there aren't a lot of vision for different dimension, again, they have the immobile carries, and they can be punished very hard for that if you force them into an area where you don't have a lot of vision, and you can capitalize with Trundle Pillars and Echo's Parallel Convergence, or even an Emperor's Divide.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many, I guess, high mechanic plays from Punisher. Just Sand Soldiers set up in good positions, chunking out the opposition. Punisher might be forced to use his kit in an aggressive way. Hungry Panda, though, gets engaged on, flashes away from the flay, so he's going to get out of that one. But a turret taken down by Sir Diverlot whilst this is happening. Pressuring this bot lane and secures the 4th turret for his team. Gold is now 3k in advantage of Instinctive Esports. Tannerant's taking a beating as Trundle's attack speed is so high. Instinctive Esports looking to take this inner top lane turret as well and try and put some damage down where they can.
So now Instinct Esports, they are grouping up, and this is the time for different dimensions to show that you have plenty of wave clear. You obviously have Caitlyn that can place down a lot of traps and should be able to defend this tower alongside Syndra. But the problem is Miracolo maxed his 90 caliber net instead of maxing his traps as a second ability, so he won't have a lot of traps to play around with. He's not going to have that extra headshot, AD amplifier. So a bit of a misplay in my opinion, just because traps are so much better. Yeah,
Miracolo needs to start setting up those traps aggressively, set up a wall that Instinctive cannot cross. Lolaros, in fact, is going to get trapped out a bit by Nero LNG, trying to be a backline threat. He knocks Thresh into the fight, but Nero is so strong, he takes out Lola Rose by himself. Now Terrence is in the fight, teleporting in, but he's now just getting locked up. Vengel's Maelstrom might pick up a kill, not enough. Punisher sends him home with an Emperor's Divide. Now Hungry has to be careful. Nero's flashed over the wall looking for a kill, won't find it. We'll have to Chrono Break out, but this is the base being broken by Instinctive Esports. They take the inhibitor turret, going on to the inhibitor as well. At 26 minutes, they should secure this one. Now they can head on over to where they want. They're going to go to the top bot lane, take out another inner turret, and then maybe look for a dragon as well.
Dragon could definitely be something to look for. Not that it would help them getting any closer to a 5th dragon, because we are that late into the game and both teams only have 1 dragon. But getting another tower is definitely the right choice, allowing you to get more gold. And with you already choking Different Dimension out of this game, getting more gold is so good and will help you choke harder.
Yeah, you know, another dragon will help. Gold going over is a fantastic thing for this at this point for Instinctive Esports. LNG might try and find and engage onto the recalling members of Instinctive Esports. Loloro sitting on a ward here. They're just trying to find something where they can. It's kind of hard at this moment because the members of Instinctive are so far ahead that Echo, with the runic echoes as well as a Iceborne Gauntlet, the Spirit Visage as well, an Ionian Boots, so that he can, you know, have his spells up even more quicker than normal. He's currently sitting on a decent amount of cooldown reduction, sitting on I believe it is 40%, 100%, 40% at the moment with that blue buff. Nero is able to get his full spell rotation off as many times as he wants to, and it's making things hard for the person Nero decides to focus. Lolaros saw it there, he wasn't able to do anything, and Nero's just 1v1'd him.
That is definitely true, and now we can see that over on the side of Instinct Esports, they are once again trying to force and engage. They know that if they just keep forcing engages, there will be nothing that Different Dimension really can do, because they will get punished. Echo can just keep jumping onto Syndra and Caitlyn, and they can't get away because Echo is so tanky at this point, and he even has the Stalker's Blade, which allows him to slow down and steal movement speed, so you can't get away from this guy. And even if you end up taking a lot of his health away, he's just going to be using the Time Winder and get away.
Yeah, absolutely. The Z-Drive passive of Echo is extremely annoying at this stage. He's able to slow you down, speed himself up. Looks like Different Dimensions may be sacrificing this turret to Instinctive Esports as they're trying to clear out the super minions in the mid lane. It looks like they're going to send Miracolo over to do that. Now look at them, they're backing off this turret. They know they can't defend it. Instinctive Esports will pick up their 7th turret of the game, progress their their gold lead over to 6,000 gold, and now they can decide where they want to go from here. They've got lots of wards in the jungle of Different Dimensions. The Baron might be a half alright play for them. It is warded up though, so this little Baron bait that they're attempting, not going so well, and it looks like they're just going to start it up. It is ported out. The ward is hidden in the wall, so I don't think it's actually being spotted by the pink ward, or the Baron's blocking it. This Baron's going down really fast, and it does get secured by the blue team. Terrence decides to go in anyway. Miracolo is on the backline, not where you want to be. Scatter of the Weak knocks everyone back, but a kill goes over. Hungry Panda is the first to fall. Lolaros is going to be the second. In fact, Terrence falls in before that. Double kill goes over to this Lucian, made that a triple kill. LNG goes extremely low, but he gets a kill onto Mihaliano before he falls. Milikalo and Gragas are the ones to walk away from this one. It is, in fact, a 3-for-3 trade. Senpai looking for a kill onto Miracolo, and he gets it, flashing forward. This Lucian is unstoppable. He's on a rampage. 6-2 and 4, and a 3-for-4 goes in favor of Instinctive Esports.
Oh, my heart jumped out of my chest right there. I thought that would surely be a kill for Miracolo, but that flash from Senpai certainly did save him. And it allows Senpai to go back and get a Morpho Mortius. I have to keep in mind that it is a nerfed Morpho Mortius, so it won't give you attack speed when it's shield procs, which definitely hurts the AD carries that are building it a little bit. But it's still a fine item against someone like Syndra, where you don't really need a QSS, but would rather have that shield against all of the burst that Syndra can come out with. And now that the Baron buff has gone over to Instinct Esports, different dimensions are a little bit sad, because this was exactly what didn't need to happen for them. They needed to just keep stopping that Baron, and because they don't have the necessary wave clear to deal with Baron up minions. So it's really something that could be the nail in the coffin for him.
Yeah, it's definitely Instinctive Esports with the hammer wanting to nail that into the coffin. They're looking to push up once again onto this inhibitor, and it has respawn. Try and take it out. Miracolo trying to deal with the waves, as is Terrence. So Diverlot able to get a decent amount of chunks onto the turret, but it is protected by Hungry Panda. This could be an engage attempt by different dimensions here. And they want to try and stop up everyone before they can. In fact, they're going on to Sir Diverlot. Sir Diverlot's going to take a lot of damage. He uses this to subjugate onto Terrence, so he's going to be a bit tanky and get the health as well. He goes down to half health, and this mid lane inhibitor isn't punished. So now it's going to be Lolaro's locked up in a hook, but he gets out. Scatter of the Weak. There's the ultimate. Ace in the hole. Wasn't followed up by a unleashed power. And Nero goes forward. He flashes onto Lolaros and gets the kill. This is going to be Instinctive Esports locking up LNG. He's going to go extremely low, but he's able to body slam out. Nero doesn't come here. Punisher picks up the kill. Hook onto Hungry Panda. He will fall as well. Double kill for Punisher. Emperor's Divide onto Terrence. Make that a triple kill. Can he get the quadra kill? He will, but he will fall for it. This means Instinctive Esports at 33 minutes into this game will equalize this finals, making it 1-for-1 as the surrender vote comes out. GG well played to Instinctive Esports. They equalize this series. We're going to go to a game 3.
Well played by Instinct Esports. They finally fixed what was broken in game 1, and they finally had a jungler that Nero were able to come out and basically make some pressure on with. So really well played by them, and they were able to stop the early game where different dimension were doing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, don't go anywhere, because if you haven't been noticed it already, this series is intense. Both these teams want to make their way into the Southeast European Championship. They lost out on a chance last night, not able to qualify, be in the top 3 in the Greek National Championship. So they're going to make today their final chance. Only one team can progress. Will it be different dimensions or instead? Find out soon after this break. Catch you soon.